All right, folks, welcome back to DragonWorks once again. Just a quick update here on the 1982 Suzuki GS1100L. Quite a bit of information here. So I just did a bunch of clips through the last few weeks because I hate to keep repeating myself. I've been very busy, and I work a little on this and a little on another bike and kind of jumping around here a little bit, getting a little done on each thing while I wait for answers or parts or what have you. But I'm about to go over my findings so far and where we're at. So here it goes. So it appears, my findings so far, it appears that somewhere along the line, the oil pan either was leaking bad and they wanted to fix the gasket, or they had an issue of some sort, not sure, and they had to remove the exhaust in order to get to the pan, and they ended up breaking off a few exhaust studs here in the motor. And that's pretty common. Now, once you've done this a bunch of times and you've already broken a couple off, then when you take them off, sorry about that, I zoomed out too far. You tend to take time and heat them up and whatever. But yeah, they tend to snap off. It's pretty common. So then my objective is to determine, hey, the best way obviously is to extract them with the head off of the motor, out of the motor, whatever. But that's not always the best route or the most economical route. So it's always best to try to get them right there where they're at. But first you want to determine if the motor has to come out anyway for any kind of situation, or the head has to come off, then you don't have to worry because you're going to have it out anyway. So my job then is to determine that, to find out, hey, do I think this top end's good? Are the gaskets good? Everything actually looks good. And I actually dumped a bunch of oil in the motor and spun it over and did a test on 2 cylinders. And I believe this is going to be a great running bike. It seems like the engine is solid so far, but we are missing a oil pan, so I can't crank it a whole lot because it doesn't have oil in it. So I have to self-lubricate it just to spin it a few times. But anyway, seems like it's going to be fine. I think we got a good solid base here. I just got to see if I can get these out in the frame or not. I believe I can. It's going to be a task, but I think I can. I already ordered the fork seals, so I'm going to get them started. I got to get with the owner about that pan. I don't have it, so I don't know if he has it or he wants me to take it off of the other bike, but we'll get all that figured out in the meantime. And I wanted to show you these carbs. This time, not bad at all. So when I open them up, this one, you can see how they were a little bit grimy there. And this is what the bowl looked like. Well, it was worse before I sprayed some stuff in it to soak, but all this reddish stuff. Just a quick spray with carburetor cleaner. After removing all the parts, that's how good it looks. Same thing with the bowl. I got all the parts in it, but the bowl, see how clean it is? So they're going to clean up real good. And fortunately for the customer this time, his diaphragms are pretty good shape. They're actually excellent shape. So these are going to clean up good. These carburetors are going to work really well. So I believe we're going to have a good running bike to begin with. We got a good motor. Carbs are going to come back really well. I think we're going to be good there. So like I said, while I'm getting the other parts that we need and all that, I'm going to go ahead and rebuild the forks, get that front end done, rebuild the carburetors. I feel sure that the motor's going to be in good shape. Just got to button it back up. So then, of course, we'll move on to all the brakes, fluids, brakes, everything. Get them all squared away. Get him stopping good. So we get him starting and running good, stopping good. Then we'll move on to anything else that needs attention mechanically. And then last but not least, we'll beautify it. So he did tell me we are going with the original paint that's on the tank. Sorry, guys. Don't mind the mess either. Oh, well, the lighting's terrible. Okay, that's no good. Sorry, guys. The glare coming out of the window I could have walked around there and got it for you. Hey, is that better? A little bit, not a whole lot. Turn it around here. Yeah, it's like the silver metallic and black. So that's the color scheme that we're going with. And what I'll probably do, I believe, I can get the set of the decals once again and do the side panels to match like I did on his last one. I'm not sure if we're using these because I see one of them is broke and they're a little rough, but we'll figure out what side panels. He's got a bunch of extra parts and everything, and I got a parts bike and all that. We just, we'll eventually get it all together here when we dig into this thing. There's no big rush on it. Just going to chip away a little at a time, best we can. So, all right. So here's the carburetors, all rebuilt, cleaned up here a bit, ready to go back on when the bike's ready. I cleaned them up a bit, but I didn't spend a tremendous amount of time. I could have polished these things for a week and made them look brand new. Because you know how I like to make things look good. But we can't break the budget on this thing. We got a long ways to go. A lot of work on this bike. We're trying to keep it, the cost reasonable for what it is, but we want it to look good. So, but yeah, like I say, we've got quite a ways to go. And here I'm about to talk about that, some of the findings. But anyway, rebuilt, cleaned up, ready to go back on the bike. So anyway, just to recap, I got it first. The main objective, I guess, is try to get them exhaust studs, them broken studs out of the head. Looks like the engine's okay. Not going to have to yank it out or pull it apart. So I'm going to try to get them out inside the frame. Worst case scenario, I can't get them out. I can't drill them or whatever happens, and I'll have to pull the head off and just take care of it. But got to get with the customer, like I said, get some more parts figured out and all that. And meanwhile, I'll be working on the studs, get the forks going, rebuild them. I got the carburetors over there taken apart. Just, like I say, chip away at it a little bit and just doing the video so you guys can see where it comes from and where it ends up for you and for future customers that are considering getting work done. Try to document all this stuff, see how far we've come. All right, guys, nothing too thrilling here. Just a quick update. I appreciate you following along. 1982 Suzuki GS1100L. Thanks for watching. Okay, here's where we're at. So I welded a nut onto that stud, and when you weld it on, it turns it cherry red anyway, heats it up. But then I continue to heat it up and cool it and heat and cool. I did that for about an hour trying to get it out without it snapping. But of course, it eventually just gave up, snapped off. The importance of that is, like I was saying before, if this bolt here doesn't come out in the frame like it is, then I got to pull the head off. And as of right now, it snapped off, and I'm looking at it at an angle. If I hold the camera straight onto the motor, you see how it's behind the bar? So there's no way to accurately drill and tap that thing. So the head's got to come off of this bike for sure. And because we got a couple more to deal with. There's one there and there's one over there that are still broke off in there. I can either extract them out of this head, or I do have a parts bike here. I probably haven't talked about that bike yet, but I have a bike that I can pull the head off of, but it still has all the exhaust on it and all the studs, so they may break off. So anyway, while I got this motor apart, I'll just go ahead and get some rings and hone the cylinders and just freshen it up anyway. Then that's done. Basically a new top end on the bike. I do have the fork seals for it. They came in, so I can go ahead. Sorry about the reflection there. I can go ahead and work on those in the meantime. But now you see, now I got more work. But anyway, that's what it takes to get them there. So that's what's going to be done. Got to get this tore down and see what we're dealing with here. All right, guys, thanks once again for watching. There's your update. 1982 Suzuki GS1100L. Let me get back here, give another shot from this side. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following along. Stay tuned. You're going to want to see this when she's finished. Peace out.